think it's fairly interesting that in Empire, same movie, the I'm Your Father was so well guarded. And Mark Hamill didn't
Yeah,
know till
didn't they
the day
write
of
it
shooting.
different ways?
You
They
bet.
had it be
Yeah,
different
yeah.
lines so that
Obi-Wan
no one
killed your
knew.
father was going to be what the crew was told, and that's what the actor David Prowse said in the cut. In the actual shot, that's what he says. Obi-Wan killed your father, and which is true, to one perspective. But Irvine Kershner walks up to Mark, and he's like, "I'm not getting the response from you that I need to get. I'm going to tell you something that I know, George knows, and now you know, and you cannot tell anybody." He says, "Darth Vader's your father, and he's going to tell you that while you're out there about to, decide whether you're going to join him or not." And Mark Hamill's like, "That changed everything for me." And
Right.
probably one of his better, specific performances was that gut wrenching understanding that this son of a bitch was your dad, and
Yeah.
you would basically come here to kill him, and he's your dad, and there's only one way out, and that's resignation, right? And
Yeah.
that sort of an emotional flop in a very well kept secret on set was capital.
And
They knew they
and
couldn't
in
tell
that,
Prowess because he would blow it. He would go leak it out and tell everybody. So they couldn't tell anybody these things.
yeah. And isn't it kind of interesting in that scene in Empire where he, screams out no, and then he kind of commits suicide. I mean, let's be honest, right? Like, how does he
Yes,
look down there and think anything good is going to come from him jumping down below? So his thought is like he just finds out that his father is this evil, ruler,
that's
and
right.
it's kind of like, well, if I'm going to die, you know, I think that it's interesting that they made that choice in that because there's no reason for him to know that he survives.
No, no. I
Yeah,
think you look down and there's an abyss. They show you
yeah,
his perspective. There's nothing there.
yeah,
His hand's down there somewhere, but he doesn't know. I mean, he has no idea. And so the idea, it's that man in the burning building, is if it's if he's jumping, the alternative must have been really bad. And
right.
and in Luke's mind, that's really something. And he's a wreck, right? He's got no hand. He's beat up. He's
Yep.
hanging on for dear life. He's probably out of juice at that point. And the option is go be that or take my chances.